name's Charlie and welcome to my channel and welcome to this video. And today, as you can tell from the title, is a try a chapter tag. So on my lap, I have got 10 books that are from my shelves that I want to try, because this year's mission, in case you guys don't know, I'm trying to get my unread shelves down to 30, so that I've only got, basically the idea is obviously that I only have books that I'm super interested in reading left on my unread, because otherwise it just feels too much for me. So anyway, these are the books. I will go through them each with you now, and then at the beginning, so out of the 10 now, I want you guys to make a guess how many books will survive the cut of my try a chapter tag. So the first book we've got is The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. This is obviously, I think it's like sci-fi set. I think it's like sci-fi magical realism, is it? N.K. Jemisin writes sci-fi books. It says in the back, every city has a soul. Some are ancient as myths. Others are new and as destructive as children. New York, she's got 6. All 6 will be called to arms in the greatest battle the city has ever fought. I mean, it sounds amazing. So I'm hoping I'm going to like this one. Then we've got Brit Marie Was Here by Frederick Backman. This has been my shelves probably the longest out of all of these books. I read and loved A Man Called Ove like many years ago, and as a result, I think when I picked this up, I was just really intending to get to it and love it, but it just keeps sitting there. I keep putting it off. It's never something that really draws me in. So shall we see whether it's going to stay? Then we've got an Isabella Lunde, which is Daughter of Fortune. I love Isabella Lunde's writing. I think I've read maybe 4 or 5 of her books. Maybe this is wrong. I don't know. I think that's right. And yeah, I can't wait to get to this one. I don't know what this is about. I'm guessing it's romance, historical fiction, something like that. I'll find out. Then we've got Daisy Cooper's Rules for Living. I think this is obviously a contemporary. I think it's about a woman that's had issues with her health, and we'll look at the blurb, shall we, quick. Daisy Cooper's life has been pretty uneventful until the moment it suddenly ends. Ooh. Unfortunately, her death is an accident. Daisy wasn't meant to die for another 50 years. One terrible, embarrassing clerical error behind it, and Death himself is to blame. Ooh, should we see then? That does sound good though. This is another one I've had for quite a while. Washington Black by Essie Adjijan. This won the Booker. No, it didn't win the Booker. Or did it win the Booker? I think it won the Booker in 2018 or 2009. This is Cinderella is Dead by Kaylin Byron. This is one, again, this is one I think I won on a Twitter giveaway. And my eldest loved this book. But I have tried this before and DNF'd it. So this is kind of its last shot. Right, that's that one. Then I've got Influential by Amara Sade. I think this is like a contemporary romance. This is what I got for Christmas. More because I feel like it's the kind of book, even though I've only got it recently, it's the kind of book that will linger. So it's like, I really want to know whether I love it. And Emily won't mind. This is one my sister gave to me. Emily, I'm sorry. Hopefully I'll love it. We shall see. Then we've got Darling by India Knight. This is one that I gave to my mother after our October trip last year, and Charlie read it recently and loved it. I think it's meant to be like a retelling of some kind, so we shall see. But I'll happily pass this to the library if not. Beautiful cover. Heartbreak Boys. This is another one that's been on my shelves the longest time by Simon James Green. This is kind of one I've been saving for like comfort reasons, because I thought it was going to be like lovely and cozy, but it's just been sat there. So, and the lastly but not leastly, this will not be removed from my shelves because my daughter bought this for me, but it will be removed passed off of my unread shelves. So this is Blackfish City by Sam J. Miller, because so this is a sci-fi, and I know the lovely Leo from Leo's Little Book Life read and has loved this author's work before. It says, after the climate wars, a floating city was constructed in the Arctic Circle. Once a remarkable feat of mechanical and social engineering, it is now rife with corruption, and the population simmers with unrest. I think I may have tried this before again, but again, this is like its last chance for my unread shelves. Right, so that is where I'm at right now. Make your bets. How many of the 10 I will keep? We shall see. First up is Blackfish City. I'm going to try by Sam J. Miller. So I've just read the first 8 pages of this and it hasn't grabbed me enough to want to carry on reading it. This I would be great for if you like sci-fi or dystopic. Like I said, it's cli-fi fiction. So if you like those things, I think it probably, based upon what I've read, you might enjoy this. But the writing there's not enough in it that makes me want to read it. Like the character doesn't like seem interesting enough for me. The plot I think does sound interesting, and but not enough to make me want to carry on reading it. It sort of feels like a 3-star book, and I don't want to be reading 3-star books at the moment. So yeah, but this will go back on my shelves anyway, because like I said, my daughter gave it to me, but it won't count on my unread shelves. So the next one I'm going to read is Heartbreak Boys by Simon James Green. I've read a few Simon James Green before and I've always enjoyed them. I've kept it, like I said, because it's going to be, I feel like it's going to be a comfort read, but I keep putting off reading it. So will I love it? Let's see. So I just tried a chapter of Heartbreak Boys and I really enjoyed it. This is a queer YA romance and we're following Jack in this book, and Jack is about to go to prom with his boyfriend. So yeah, it's cute, it's good. I like the writing as I remembered I did from his previous books, and yeah, so I know this will be like a safe bet. I do want to keep it, and I feel that this would be a good one for when I'm feeling like a little bit low, whatever, because you know, it's just perfect. So yeah, perfect comfort read. So next up is Darling by India Knight, and this is a retelling of Nancy Mitford's In the Pursuit of Love, I believe. So, and Charlie, like I said, my friend Charlie had read this and really enjoyed it. So hopefully I will too. So I've just tried the first chapter of this, and in this book we're following Linda. I think this book is set in Norfolk, well the beginning of it is, and yeah, Linda, it's sort of like Linda and amongst her family. So there's obviously Linda's part of a big family, and it's like with her aunties and uncles and various people. I think this is what I can gather, and yeah, I liked it. I liked the writing. It seemed quite funny. It was quite charming. I love books with families, you guys know this. So yeah, I think I'm going to keep it, surprisingly, especially because I have tried a Nancy Mitford book before and didn't like it. So when it said it was going to be a Nancy Mitford retelling, I was just like, but yeah. So yeah, and I love this cover. There's even, I think, was there a dog on the back? Can you see? There's like a little dog on the back. Yeah, bonus. So next up is Influential by Mara Sade. Contemporary romance, I guess, from the cover. Is it? I don't know. Ooh, it's got like multimedia elements to begin with. Is this a good sign? Could be. So I've just read the first chapter, actually the first 3 chapters of Influential by Amara Sage, and this isn't a romance. I don't know why I did think that. Clearly it's something about the cover, or I just wasn't really looking at it properly. That's my bad. That's my judgment. It just shows you how we judge books by the cover sometimes. The premise of this is actually that we're following 17-year-old Almond, and her mother is like internet famous, and therefore, and set just after the pandemic has happened, and during the pandemic times Almond's social media sort of blew up, and she became she got suddenly got millions and millions of followers, and all loads of brands are interested in her as well. And in this we can a little bit I followed Almond is battling with her mental health. She's got depression, she's also got dermatillomania, I think that's how you say it, and so she's really struggling in her life at the moment, and her mum is just pushing her, and it's basically, it doesn't seem like that's what Almond wants. It's really interesting. It's really surprised me. It just shows, like I said, it shows you shouldn't judge a book by cover, because I'm just really like sucked into it and I just want to carry on reading it. It reminds me a lot of Onyi Nabonelli's latest release, which is I'll put the cover of that on screen, and that's sort of obviously talking about similar themes. Yeah, and I just really want to carry on reading it. And it obviously the writing is very, it's very readable. There's something very readable about it. So yeah, this is like top of my pile. surprisingly enough. So next up is Cinderella is Dead by Kaylin Byron. Like I said, I have already tried this before. I think this is obviously a Cinderella retelling, and it's meant to be queer, I think. So we shall see how I get on with it. So I've just tried a chapter of Cinderella is Dead, and in this we're following Sophia. I think this is set in like a world where the girls go to these balls, these royal balls, and if they're not chosen, I think it says that they're like sacrificed or they get killed. I do not know. The first chapter I tried, we follow Sophia, and she's in the woods with her girlfriend Erin, and they're hiding from these guards that are trying to chase them down, and so their life is in like threat. It's like, so yeah. It does seem quite fun, so which is really annoying because I'm trying to get rid of books from my shelves. But yeah, it does seem quite fun, more fun than I remembered. So I think I will keep it on my shelves for now. So yeah. Next up is Daisy Cooper's Rules for Living by Tamsin Keeley. And this was given to me kindly by my lovely friend Claire, and I think she knows the author. So yeah, we'll have a little try of this first chapter. So I've just tried the first 2 chapters of this, and in this we follow 23-year-old Daisy, and at the beginning of the book she's going out for a date with her boyfriend, and he's basically asks her to move in with her, and just after that happens she goes back to her flat, realises gonna make a cup of tea, realises she needs some milk, goes out for milk, falls on some ice, bashes her head, and then she's, before you know it, she's like in this room with Death. And Death is a character in this, and it turns out that basically Daisy has died before her time. She died in 69 years time, and she's there early, and he doesn't know what to do with her, so he sort of leaves her somehow or another. She sort of leaves the room where she's at, goes down and ends up in her flat with Violet, her roommate, and her roommate has just walked through her, so she's clearly invisible. So yeah, it's so annoying because it's really good. It seems really good. It wasn't what I was expecting, again judging the book by the cover, and the writing's quite fun, so yeah, it seems interesting and I want to carry on reading, obviously. So this is another one I'm keeping. I've only got rid of one. I need to start clearing some of these. So I've just read the first few pages of Daughter of Fortune by Isabella Lunde. This is historical fiction set in the 1830s in Chile, and we follow Eliza, who is a foundling. I think this is going to follow Eliza's life, and it will probably lead to some sort of romance because Isabella Lunde often writes historical romances, and following, like, covering long, like, spans of time. So yeah. The writing was gorgeous, as I knew it would be. This would be my 5th Isabella Lunde. I've read 4 of her books previously, and I've always enjoyed them. And so yeah, it's just got all the hallmarks of her gorgeous writing, and I just know that I will love it. So again, this is annoyingly another keep. But the thing is about these ones as well is, again, this is another bad cover to me. I don't really like the cover of this either. But hey, so yeah. It's another one to keep. Oh. Next up is Brit Marie Was Here by Brit Backman. Also, I've got myself a cup of tea. So I've just read the first chapter of Brit Marie Was Here, and this we obviously follow Brit Marie, and I think it's like she's alone for the first time in many years and is having to sort of start to go out there and make a life for herself. At the beginning of the book she's in an employment office, and like obviously trying to start applying for jobs. Obviously I liked this was good, and it has like Brit Backman's signature humour and sort of his dry wit in it, but I feel like I don't think it's necessarily one that I would be in a rush to get to per se. So I'm going to pass this on to my mum and my sister because I know for a fact that they will love this. It's good, but yeah. Another one off the shelves though, so yay, finally. So the penultimate book for me to try a chapter of is The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. Going to be a little bit outside my reading comfort zone because obviously it's sci-fi. Oh look, There's this little cool little bit map of Brooklyn and stuff. So yeah, that's quite cool. Always love a map in the book. So I've just read the prologue for The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. The writing is really good. Like, I know that N.K. Jemisin is an amazing writer, and I feel like there will be a book out there that I will love by them, but unfortunately it's just a bit sci-fi for me, obviously, given the premise of it. So yeah, I think that I'm gonna unhaul this one. So lastly but not leastly, I'm going to be trying a chapter of Washington Black by S.E. Adjidjian, and yeah, I can't wait. And this is like historical fiction, so hopefully I will enjoy it, but also if I unhaul it, it'll be a good thing anyway. So we'll see. So I've just read the first few chapters of Washington Black, and in this we follow the titular Washington Black when it begins when he's like a child working as a field slave in the Caribbean, and I think it sort of moves on from there as he journeys on and escapes that, I believe. So yeah, I really loved the writing in this, which is why I carried on reading through the chapters. So yeah, I definitely want to carry on and finish it. I think when I said before that this won the Booker in 2018, actually it was shortlisted, I think. So yeah, and this incidentally wins the Best Cover Award because this cover is beautiful. I love it. So that concludes my try a chapter tag. Should we have a look? I'll look at the pile that we've kept and the piles that I've got rid of. So these three will be leaving my collection. That's Blackfish City, Brit Marie Was Here, and The City We Became. That means I am keeping 7, which I never would have thought that would be the case. I ranked them most excited to least excited, even though I am interested in reading all of them, like I said. I want to carry on reading Influential. Actually, I may even read some more of that today. And then I've got Washington Black by S.E. Adjidjian, and then Daisy Cooper's Rules for Living. Third, Isabella Lunday. I feel like the Isabella Lunday is one that it's just like a sure bet, so I'm not going to be in a rush to get to it necessarily because I always love Isabella Lunday's writing. It's just going to be, I know it might sit on my shelves maybe potentially a little bit longer, but yeah, it's like a safe bet. Then Heartbreak Boys by Simon James Green, Darling by India Knight, and then lastly but not leastly, Cinderella Is Dead by Kaylin Byron. So yeah, let me know if you've read any of these books, let me know what your thoughts are, and yeah, can't wait to chat to you into the comments about it. So sending you lots of love and goodbye!